Tremendous Q. Tremendous Q.
Who's your favorite pitmaster's favorite pitmaster?
Red.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy here, Wade Morris, owner of Pitmaster Tremendous Q. And today I'm dropping another dope video for you guys. We got bacon, okay? But not just bacon in any form, we got bacon wrapped chicken lollipops, all right? Now, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and cut on your notifications so you get notified when I drop all the latest content. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you guys' support, okay? Now, chicken wrapped bacon lollipops. What guys, look, this is the new hotness, all right? This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. We're gonna clear off the end of a chicken drumstick. We're gonna get rid of the gristle, the knuckle, we're gonna skin it. We're gonna wrap it in bacon, and then I got a little glaze. Use any sort of citrus summer type beer that you want, add a little honey, red pepper, chili flakes, and you're gonna drizzle that on towards the end of the cooking process, okay? Now I'm gonna shut up and jump right into this video so you guys can see how great this content turned out, all right? Let's go.
Alright, so first things first, right, we're going to go ahead and get our glaze started. Now, I'm using a Stella Arois Summer Solstice. I've been seeing this inside my local Publix for a couple of weeks and really wanted to try this beer. Since I had it laying around, I decided to use this instead of going down and grabbing Blue Moon or something like that, alright. We're also going to add some clove honey and some black pepper. And we're gonna add some ginger and a little bit of salt. Now, for my professional drinkers out there, you already know salt in beer gives you kind of a violent reaction, right? So if you have a low pot, make sure you add the salt slowly so that when the beer bubbles, it does not boil over. All right, now, like I said, for my professional drinkers out there, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But for those who don't drink, or maybe you might stick to a little bit more of that hard liqueur, make sure you guys have a high pot or add the salt very slowly, okay? We're also gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes, if I can get my life together. We want some crushed red pepper flakes, and then we're going to bring this up and we're going to let it simmer, all right? But don't walk away because the beer reduces really quickly and you do not want burnt honey at the bottom of a pot, all right? Now, let's go ahead and switch over to our drumsticks. Now, this is it's not really a hard process, but you definitely want to make sure that you are careful. What I would recommend doing is putting these drumsticks in the coldest part of your freezer because it is going to make the skin and the meat a lot easier to cut. So essentially what we're going to do is probably about an inch, maybe an inch and a half up from the bottom knuckle, you are going to cut all the way around, cut a line all the way around. You're not going to get through all the tendons, but you're going to cut a line all the way around, and then you're going to pull that knuckle and the gristle down over the end of the bone, and you're going to pull it off. And then whatever tendons are remaining, you're going to go ahead and use a knife, and you're going to just cut those off like you see me doing right here, okay? So that's what that's what that final product looks like. And then once you get done, you just pick it up, you pull the skin back over the top of the drumstick to make sure it's stretched evenly so that it's not clumped up. Because typically with that, if you do that, if it gets clumped up, you're going to end up having pockets of seasoning, and that just makes for a real bad day, especially if you're trying to impress somebody, right? So like you see, we're going to keep it cold, and you're going to cut a line all the way around, showing you guys a second time. And then as soon as you get that cut all the way around, you're going to pick it up, and then you're going to pull the knuckle and the gristle right over the end of the chicken bone, and it's going to pop off. You're going to need use a little bit of elbow grease, all right? These things don't just come easily, all right? We're talking about tendons and gristle. So at the end, you're going to see that tendon that I just pointed that red arrow to. That tendon is we're gonna have to cut that off so that we can make sure that the end of the drumstick is nice and clean and we don't have anything burning when we set it on the grill, okay? Of course, as always, I got my little helper with me, my little sous chef. She's working on becoming a junior pitmaster. Love to see it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this process a little bit. You guys don't want to watch me cut around all of these chicken legs, right? I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this process. I'm gonna get I think I ended up having 13 or 14 of these drumsticks. Got them all skinned, got them all lollipopped, I'm sorry. Pulled the skin over the end, got them all lollipopped and ready to go. And then I set them on my tray, and the tray was essentially where we're gonna finish these things off with the seasoning, and then adding the bacon. We're gonna wrap the bacon around them, and then we're gonna season them again, right? Do anything once and then twice, just to make sure we covered every single part of the chicken as well as the bacon on top of it. Quick recommendation for your seasoning. I used my homemade chicken rub for this. My recommendation is, if you're going to use any rub or make a rub, go light on the salt. Bacon already has a lot of salt in it, so you don't need to add a whole lot of salt to your rub, okay? So let's go ahead and get these things rubbed down. Like I said, we're gonna twist them all around. Make sure you guys aren't just seasoning one side of the chicken, all right? Go ahead, season one side, then rotate all of them. We not making beginner mistakes over here, all right? That's why you guys are on this channel. I'm giving you the Pitmaster Pro tips. So now with the chicken all rubbed down, we're gonna take our bacon. Now I use Applewood smoked bacon, and I did use the thick slices. Now that is a personal preference. You can use the regular slices on these, but I feel that the thick slices are gonna hold the toothpicks better, right? So and on top of that, because they're thicker, they're not gonna burn as quickly when you set them on the grill. So when you put the bacon wrap, I wrap from the bottom to the top. Again, that is personal preference. Essentially, you just want to make sure that the bacon covers as much surface area of the lollipopped chicken as possible. Now, after you get all of the chicken lollipops wrapped in bacon, we're going to come back and we're going to stick a toothpick through the bacon, through the top. It's one toothpick through the top, and it's going to come out through the bottom. All right. Now, real quick trick. Make sure you guys are using the same number of toothpicks in all of the chicken, okay? This is very important, because you do not want to bite a chicken lollipop and end up with a toothpick through your gum. That is going to make for a very bad day. Now, as you're sticking the toothpick through, make sure you put it through the meat section of the bacon, okay? Don't stick it through the fat, because the fat is what's going to do most of the rendering, and it's going to basically constrict a lot more than the meat is going to. So if you put it through the fat, it has a tendency to tear, and it's probably going to end up coming off of a chicken lollipop while it's on the grill. It's going to end up sticking to the grate, and again, it's going to make for a very bad day, okay? Now, when you are using the same number of toothpicks, so that you know how many are in each lollipop and you could tell everybody to take them out, make sure that you set the toothpick make sure you set the toothpick so that it's coming in and going out also in the same direction. Just another real quick tip for you guys. Again, that is so you know kind of where to look for these things as you're after you take them off the grill and you're getting ready to put them on your serving tray. Now, as I said previously, we're going to hit these things with another dash of seasoning. We're going to coat all the sides, and then now that they're all seasoned up, all wrapped in that bacony goodness, we're going to go ahead and throw them on our grill. Now, I had my grill screaming, probably not screaming, but I did have it hot. All right, it was at 450 degrees when I put the chicken lollipops on, and I'm going to shut up and let you guys listen to the sizzle, because bacon and grilling is just everything. Man, that sounded good, didn't it? For those who just love the sound of sizzling meat, I recommend you going back like 15-20 seconds and listening to that again, because that just it's amazing. All right, now we've had our chicken drumsticks on for a couple of minutes. We're going to come back and we are going to rotate these things. All right, now I'm going to tell you guys straight up, these things cannot be left unattended. So grab a beer, maybe another Stella Arois. Grab a beer, pull up a chair, and sit next to your grill while these things are on, because you are absolutely going to need to turn them or rotate them constantly, every 2 to 3 minutes. And another tip, do not be an idiot like your boy here in the video. Use tongs to rotate your chicken lollipops. All right, now As you can see, my chicken lollipops are kind of sitting towards the edge. The knuckle is sitting towards the edge of the grill, so the lid didn't sit quite like it was supposed to, didn't have quite as snug of a fit, but that was because I could not get these drumsticks to stand up on their own. So I also didn't want them cooking directly over the coals, because it is bacon. Bacon, when it renders, it drops a lot of grease, and the last thing I want is any sort of a grease fire inside my pit or flare up when I have the lid off and I'm trying to rotate this chicken. All right, so definitely recommend using tongs to rotate these things, but if you don't and those knuckles are sitting off over the edge, it's not going to be too bad if you have to use your fingers, but I don't recommend it. All right, now with a little bit more time, we're going to let these we're going to come back and we're going to turn these chicken lollipops two or three more times, and then we're going to come back and we have to bring our glaze. Okay, can't forget about the glaze. This is the stuff, it's been on the stove. We cut it off after we got it rendered down, but now it's time to add it to our lollipops. Okay, so you're gonna because you left it on a stove but it was off, not like in the refrigerator, you don't need to make this a day ahead of time. Because we left it on a stove, it's still gonna be warm, and we're just gonna very lightly hit each of the lollipops with this glaze, and then we're gonna close the lid and we're going to let the glaze set. But we don't do anything one time here at Tremendous Q. We got to do it 2-3 times. Use all the glaze that you need to, because this really isn't going to be much of a dipping sauce at the end. We did try dipping it a little bit, but it's just way too loose and I don't recommend it. Use your barbecue, your homemade barbecue sauce or store-bought barbecue sauce to go ahead and pair with the chicken. But if you're thinking about using the glaze to dip at the end, it's not something that really needs to be done. So like I said, we let the glaze set. Now we're going to come back, we're going to rotate these bad boys, and we're going to add a little bit more glaze, because again, we just need to use all of it, and multiple times equals more flavor. All right, you guys saw my little note from Smokey the Bear there. Don't be an idiot like me, and make sure you guys use tongs, or if you don't use tongs, at the very minimum, get the cotton gloves and then throw a pair of latex gloves over that, and then use that to rotate the chicken. Okay, I was a little bit in a hurry and it was very chilly outside, so helped my fingers cool down pretty quickly. Here's another close-up of this chicken, you guys, check it out. All right, and these bad boys are done. Okay, as you can see, we still have them sitting over the outside. Coals are white, but they are not screaming. You don't really have that red glow. Our chicken is set off to the side so that as the bacon renders, as I said previously, it's not continuously causing flare-ups, and we got a nice golden mahogany brown across all this chicken. Now, with the bacon wrapped on there, we are still going to cook these things to 165 degrees. Okay, that's the recommended temperature. We're not going to deviate from that because it's no need. The bacon is on the outside, and I guarantee you that as the chicken hits its internal target temperature, anything on the outside is going to be just as done as it needs to be. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get these bad boys pulled off. I'm gonna show you guys a little close-up, and then we're gonna take them inside and put them on the chicken lollipop merry-go-round. All right. Alright, so here's the final product. Guys, this was a really fun cook. I seriously recommend it. The bacon, the skin on the chicken, it was absolutely bite through because we were grilling, not smoking. You guys try this out and leave a comment in the section down below and let me know what you think, alright? Don't forget to let me know what beer you use, alright? I might try this again with a different kind of beer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video here on the channel. Peace.